A few months ago, I noticed my Corolla's front end was feeling a little bit loose, so I took it to an alignment shop, and my good buddy Steve over there went through and gave me a list of things that he saw that needed to be fixed.
Can't touch the pedals. I'm too sharp. Oh, there we go.
There's
very minor. This one's got more movement than this one.
Does it?
Yeah. We have more deflection on this one here.
More deflection on the controller?
On this bushing.
I think that's the tie rod joint. Oh wow, look at that! Holy cow!
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
That will give you a torque steer issue too. Bearing is in good shape. Yeah, we have all.
Wow.
That's all tie rod right there. That'll give you torque steer, pull. This axle's got a little bit of.
In the
in the lines, yeah, or it's in a joint. It's actually in a joint. So that'll be the balls in the CV joint.
There's just a bunch to do to get this front end figured out.
Yeah.
Because I got the power right now, but I don't want to keep adding more power without getting all the steering stuff figured out.
Yeah. No, you're gonna want to get that other brake. And then you want to address the play that we have here. Tie rod end. You're gonna put another rack in. Make sure it's got good tie rod ends on it.
Hopefully, with if it's going to be a newer rack out of an MR-S, I should be able to get something not 34 years old.
Yeah, but the only thing is the tie rod end from end to end the same length as what you have here. Because sometimes you have to actually change either the inner or the outer to either shrink up or lengthen for the wheelbase that you have.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay,
well, thanks,
sir.
Steve.
Well, sir.
There's going to be a bunch of stuff I'm going to need to take off the Corolla, but I'm going to start off with the steering rack. So much flex to this. Holy cow, it doesn't do anything. Man, look how bad that is. That doesn't do anything. That's how little, oh, that bushing does nothing anymore.
Torn? What the flip, dude? Look, it's destroyed already.
Torn everywhere, and it hasn't even been in the car that long. Guess I'm gonna have to try the urethane filling option, just filling in these gaps with urethane to try to stiffen it up. And here's the rear motor mount. This thing's really held up quite well. No cracks anywhere. It's still nice and stiff. This motor mount's great. Front motor mount, garbage. God, look, it can't even hold itself up. Look at the cracks. That's crazy. That's such a crap motor mount. Oh my god. Here are the subframe bushings, and they are in bad shape. Man, they are dried up, they're squished, and when I was wiggling the subframe around, they look like they did nothing. It's the same case in the back too. These bushings are just totally shot. This subframe supports the rear and the front motor mounts, so those bushings being that worn out is definitely a problem. we go. Steering rack is gone. You can see clear all the way through. Having the ITBs actually makes this a heck of a lot easier because I can just take them off and have easy access to the steering rack, where normally there might be a big intake that would get in the way and it'd be a huge pain. And here's the steering rack. It's a little leaky. The bushings I installed, they actually look like they're not in too bad a shape. So my plan with the steering rack is to replace it with a newer steering rack out of a Corolla AE101 and install the gears out of an MR-S, which will give it a quick steering ratio. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the junkyard and see if I can pick up an AE101 steering rack so I can transplant it into this.
Corollas, all the other Kyusha cars there. Where are all these cars coming from? Because they can't have...
Easy access to the steering rack. I was about to give up, but look, here's one with the engine removed. The steering column is intact. It is a Koyo, which is exactly what I need. So let's take this one out. When I was at the junkyard, I ended up picking up a steering yoke out of the newer Corolla. I got this one because the action felt really smooth. I kind of assumed that my yoke was going to be in bad shape. So I just took out the yoke out of my car, and oh my god, it is so stiff. I can't, like, listen, can you, it feels like there's no grease in there at all. The only bummer is that the yoke from the newer Corolla, while the lower part that attaches to the steering rack is the same size, the upper part that actually attaches to the steering column is about 10 millimeters shorter. Looks like it's too big a difference for me to make use, so I'm gonna have to find another one of these original Corolla yokes. What we want. These are the Crossmember bushings for my Corolla, and you can see they're all worn really hard and shrunken. And Toyota doesn't make them anymore, and you can't really find a direct replacement. I did order a replacement from an MR2, or I think it was a Celica GT4. I think it was a Celica GT4. And they were solid aluminum crossmember bushings. So I got them here to compare. Oh, that's them. Look. That's a direct replacement there. And we'll test fit it here in just a second. And these are supposed to be the flat ends. Perfect. Let's bring the crossmember over here and see if it's going to actually line up. So let's try the fronts. Oh my gosh, it fits perfectly. Look at that. I was just about to order the new tie rod ends, and then I realized I never actually checked the inner tie rods, and I went and checked them for play, and this one feels good. There's no play in this inner tie rod, but then I checked the passenger side, and it moves a little bit in and out of its socket. So it looks like the inner tie rod on the passenger side is bad. Well, it's a good thing I came back to check the inner tie rod. So now on top of getting the tie rod ends, I'm gonna get the inner tie rods ordered. And in the meantime, I'm gonna finish up this video, and there will be a part 2 for when I installed this steering rack back in the car, get the braces in, and continue my pursuit of making the ultimate touge car out of the Corolla FX16. Hit like and subscribe if you like this content. Thanks for watching, and until next time.